Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-September 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. I could have sworn that I did your reading already, but who knows? Maybe I erased it, or maybe I'm thinking of your astrology reading for October. I do, different types of recordings, so who knows? It's all good. Ooh, that was a very sticky star card. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Ten of Pentacles. This is an inheritance card. It's funny because I'm thinking about what is your 10th house? What is your 8th house? Because that's the inheritance house. And that's Taurus for you. And, Uranus being in that house, that can produce some kind of surprise inheritance that comes out of nowhere. Maybe like some long lost, great uncle twice removed or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, the Ten of Pentacles can be a really good money card, apart from inheritance, just on your own. This can indicate affluence, some kind of like pinnacle. The 10 is the, highest number of the whatever you want to call it, the units, leading up to 10 is like the highest one. But also, this can be family money. This can be, money. Yeah. So inheritance, but also money that is in the family. Sometimes this can mean that your family is helping you financially, or the family business, and that could be some kind of dilemma in certain cases. If there is a business that your family assumed that you would carry on, or that you would join that business, that might be something that you don't necessarily want to do, and so you have a conflict. And Libra, as a sign, tends to want to avoid conflicts. And I think most normal people don't want to start trouble, but by the same token, sometimes you're not going to be on the same page with even people that you love dearly. And so the question becomes, are you willing to be honest about your feelings, or are you going to go along to get along? And what is the purpose of that? Even if, you keep the peace and you are accepted by these people that you're trying to be accepted by, it's not really you that is being accepted. It's the false version of you. So let's see, what else can the Ten of Pentacles be? Well, this can be a relationship. It's funny, I always associate the Ten of Pentacles with Capricorn. And of all the earth signs, I think Capricorn is the one that you would gravitate towards, because you're in the same modality of being cardinal signs. And the whole premise of that is that you, except for your opposite sign, Aries, that is, which forms an opposition, but you and Cancer and you and Capricorn you form squares to these signs, and there's an irritation there, but there's an attraction at the same time. And there can be a physical attraction between people of the same modality. But, well, I'm talking about when it squares off like that. But there's also an irritation because you're clashing. A square clashes. It rubs up against someone. Of course, there might be like a good version of rubbing up against someone. But also, I think on the positive side, when you're in the same modality, you tend to do things in the same way. So with two cardinal signs, you might be more likely to be real doers in life. In other words, rather than, some people, they just like to chill a lot. And people who are cardinal signs, they tend to like to do a lot of activities all the time, and they're always busy. And they're not really like couch potatoes, or they just don't, they would rather be doing something than not doing something. Let's put it that way. Okay, so that might be somebody that you're dealing with, like a Capricorn, or if it's another earth sign, you might be talking about Virgo, which is adjacent to you, and Taurus, which is also ruled by Venus, like you. So they have, both of those signs have certain things in common, I guess. And so you might be like dealing with somebody from that sign. In the past position, we have the Knight of Wands. This card is supposed to be connected to Sagittarius. By the way, if anyone can tell me what that creature is on top of his head, I'd love to know. I always think of this as Aries because it's a warrior kind of a card. But in any case, it can be like fire energy. Now, the Knight of Wands, if this is a different person than you, because we can always embody certain aspects of, what the card represents, this can be a youthful, maybe, regardless of chronological age, individual who's very freewheeling, a free spirit, doesn't want to settle down, but maybe very sexy, exciting, that kind of thing. And this person may be someone who you seem to have these flings with, but it doesn't last. They won't commit. And it's possible that the Ten of Pentacles is that you're finally ready to settle down. See, because that's what I was trying when I said the 10 is the pinnacle. What I mean is the 10 is an end of a cycle. So what it can mean is that it's the fullest expression of energetic expression. And that means that, if we look at different stages, it's at the last stage. So with pentacles, we're talking about earth energy. So it's grounded energy. Fire, which is what wands or rods represent, is very wild and very creative, but not very stable. So there's a lot of stability with pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles can mean that Libra is ready to settle down. And maybe you have had your run around with, your dalliance with the Knight of Wands. And that person is very intriguing, but they're not somebody that you can count on. The 10 of Pentacles, you can count on that person. Or you've reached the point where you're ready to, give your life to a monogamous relationship. The higher message is the Seven of Swords. This is a card of, in general, I would say deception. Now, there are different interpretations of this card. This card could be that you are going your own way, and as a spiritual guidance, it could be saying that right now, you're doing things on your own, and that might be exactly what you need. Now, the Knight of Wands, it's very possible that that's an aspect of yourself that you have expressed in the past. So an example would be a Libra person who got divorced and they didn't want to commit to somebody right away. So it's like sowing your wild oats. Maybe you've been there and done that, and now you're ready. You've gotten that out of your system and you're ready to settle down, or so you think. The Seven of Swords could be saying, you know, it still is, maybe it's still too soon. You still need to spend more time doing your own thing. If this is about an inheritance, completely different topic, the Seven of Swords can be that somebody is stealing the money. Seven of Swords can be physical theft. It can also, I feel like it can be intellectual theft as well. And so if like you're in the workplace and you're especially, I would say if you're in a career where ideas are very lucrative, so like in the advertising field, in the maybe in some kind of a media format where you come up with ideas, or even in entertainment, but also journalism, infotainment, journalism, whatever, where you have an idea that you'd like to make into, like a regular feature, like a column or something like that. You have to be careful not to share your ideas with the wrong people, because there might be somebody there who is coveting what you have and they want it. Something like that. It's really weird. And this is one of those readings where the two things that I'm thinking of are like completely divergent. What crosses you is the Strength card. So you may feel a little bit vulnerable for some reason, and that is having an effect on how you are able to operate. So if there, for instance, let's say that there is some kind of situation with an inheritance, and you know what is going on, but you don't have, you might feel like you're a little bit cowardly in a sense, because you don't want to stand up for what's right. So the Seven of Swords can be a relative who is not on the up and up, and you discover that they're doing something. Let me think here. Or even in the workplace, it's interesting because I was trying to think about that full moon that we're having in Pisces, which is kind of, this reading is intended for the middle of the month because I'm going to be doing an end of the month reading. And that one, it's not to say that it has to correspond with astrological events, but just, me mentioning this. That full moon is in Pisces and it's on the 20th. And it's interesting, too, now that I think about it, because Neptune is in Pisces as well. And I wonder if that could bring out the truth even more so, because Neptune can be about deception. So this is actually going to fall in your 6th house of work. So if some secret comes out about a coworker, you may find that somebody has been doing something behind your back. And, you know, with the Ten of Pentacles, that if you have like gotten a raise, if you've gotten a promotion, if you are just in this position where you're doing very well for yourself. Oh, you know what I think it would be, because it's kind of a confusing thing. I'm thinking, well, what kind of a business would that be? I think it would really be true of like if you are in sales and somebody is stealing some of your, I don't know if you'd call them clients, but your leads, you know, like let's say you're in real estate and somebody's stealing your leads, your, I don't know, I have no experience in that area. Like if you're on commission and they somehow are getting the referrals that belong to you because they covet what you have, then that can be what is happening. And also, I mentioned when I first started this, I mentioned about if something with the family business. I would say even like not exactly that, but if you have been, let's say you're in college and you've been studying medicine because your parents always wanted you to be a doctor. And maybe you are really good at it. You're very, like, you've always been good at science. Just because you're good at science doesn't mean that you should be studying medicine. Libra is a very intelligent sign. There's no question. I mean, all the air signs have a lot of natural intelligence. But Libra is ruled by Venus, and you may want more of an artistic career. Not necessarily being a painter or anything like that. Maybe you would like to, I'm saying this because it might sound a little bit silly or absurd, but I was going to say maybe you want to be a makeup artist. And the reason I'm saying there's nothing wrong with being a makeup artist, I'm just saying that I just mentioned becoming a doctor. And I was thinking how many people in medical school really want in their heart of hearts to become a makeup artist. Maybe there are a few. One of them requires a lot of education, and one requires training, but it doesn't take as long by a long shot. But here's the deal. What difference does that make if that's what they want? You know what I mean? It's like we attach a certain status to somebody who's a doctor or somebody who maybe is a lawyer, or although lawyers, that's kind of like a double-edged sword there. You know, just certain professions are upheld as like, oh, wow, you know, this is high status. But the thing is, even if other people admire you, if you're not happy, it doesn't mean jack. So the point is that sometimes there's a lot of parental pressure to do something along those lines, and I bring up things like a makeup artist or even like a massage therapist, something that is more artistic or intuitive, like something like a Reiki healer. A parent might not understand even what it is, appreciate it, respect it, and yet you have to have the fortitude to be able to still persevere even if you're not getting approved of. And it can be very, very daunting for anyone but a Libra person especially. So that's what I'm talking about with the Strength card, is that you may feel like you don't have the confidence or the guts, the courage to do this. And yet you might have to do it, because if you're like on the wrong track, I should say. What is coming in is represented by the Knight of Pentacles. This is a very workhorse type of card. It's connected to Taurus, and maybe that Ten of Pentacles is a Taurus person in your life. So that might be kind of a further confirmation. But as an energy, it's all about getting up in the morning, focusing on your work, coming home, wash, rinse, repeat, and really having a strong work ethic. Maybe you are resigned to do just sticking to your work and not necessarily socializing with others, just kind of like keeping to yourself. Because again, if that Seven of Swords is a person who is in the workplace, they may be trying to get information from you, and they schmooze you and you schmooze them back. And you might just be like, I'm just going to do my work, and I'm not going to kind of like trust these people around me, because maybe you can tell that something is not quite right. The outcome is the Star card. So the Star card is about faith in unseen forces. And this can have so many different applications. Sometimes this can even be that you're receiving guidance from a loved one who has crossed over, and they are kind of giving you little nudges to help you on your way if you are having any kind of confusion on your path. Sometimes this can be that you have more faith. You feel more hopeful about your life than you have in the recent past. So maybe you've been going through some stuff, and you're finally kind of turning a corner, and you are, and you really do believe that you're going to make your dreams come true. Because I always say, when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. But you have to wish, and a lot of people forget that step. You know, it sounds so silly, but it's so true. And the reason is because when you wish, it means that you are actually, it's like putting in your order to the universe, but it's also that you're believing that you have the potential for this to happen. Some people don't even wish for anything. They just kind of exist in their life because they really honestly don't believe that they can manifest. And maybe they have hoped for things in the past that didn't seem to happen, and they have given up believing that they're deserving of it, or that it can happen for them. And it may be that they were kind of like just wanting something, but it was very unrealistic because they were not going to work for it. They wanted to just drop in their lap. And so, yeah, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just talking about it's almost like visualization, but with your your emotions kind of really engaged. So anyway, that's what I have for you, Libra. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, I'm promoting my double readings because with astrology, I'm primarily an astrologer, and like I have deep dive readings where I analyze the chart for an hour and I do transits for an hour. And what I used to do was combine those two elements in one reading for an hour, and it just, now that I've been doing extended readings, I don't really want to go back to that because I feel like it's inadequate. I really don't feel that it's good enough. I've been kind of trying to figure out a way to extend readings without necessarily making it a double reading, but nothing has come about that I've been satisfied with, so I'm just promoting this. And it is a discount, I think at least $20, if you know, compared to buying the reading separately. Might be more than that, might be about $25 or something, or $22. So that's called Deep Dive. And if you like the tarot, I do natal chart analysis with the tarot called The Whole Enchilada. So you can check out all my readings. The link is below for the readings, and thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.